Hello, in this short video I'd like to talk a little bit about the New Forest's lowland heaths. In the past, these areas have just been considered barren waste. Today, lowland heath is regarded as one of our rare habitats. New Forest has more lowland heath than the rest of Europe. We have about 20% of the lowland heath that is left. These heathlands support many endangered species like the Dartford warbler, the sand lizard, the marsh gentian and the silver-studded blue butterfly. I took this picture of these silver blues a few years ago. They also give a great deal of enjoyment to many people because open spaces like this are rare today, and I think they're quite exhilarating. At this time of year, when the heather is in flower, they do look very dramatic and beautiful. But they're even just as good in the winter, when the wind's blowing over the heather and the gorse, and you're walking along a track like this. I think it raises the spirits and makes us feel how important nature is. There is also an historic context to these heathlands because they were created 5,000 years ago by Neolithic man, when he cleared the woodland to provide grazing for his animals. Today these heaths still have to be managed to maintain the heathland, otherwise trees and shrubs would grow and turn it back into a woodland. To prevent this, a very small portion of the forest is burnt each year. About a 20-year cycle is adequate for gorse and the long heathers. It should be said that the New Forest heaths are probably some of the very best managed heathlands that you could ever find. This is due to the cooperation of the Forestry Commission that carry out the work and the verderers and the commoners of the New Forest. Each area to be burnt is very carefully managed and supervised by the Open Forest Advisory Committee. This is a painting I did a few years ago to illustrate the controlled burning. The controlled burning is done at a time of year when the ground is wet or damp and the vegetation is dry, and so it whips quickly across the ground, not burning into the soils, which would be very damaging. It's what happens when you have an uncontrolled fire in the summer. As the heather and the gorse gets older, it gets leggier, like this heather here, where it falls in on itself, and I think in time it would be deteriorate altogether. That's why the burning rejuvenates the heather and the gorse. A lot more could be said about this wonderful landscape, but in this short 4-minute video I've tried to give you some idea of how important it is. But I will finish by telling you a little bit of folklore in the forest. They always say that when gorse is out of flower, kissing's out of fashion. Well, I have found a little bit of flower at this time of year, so that just proves that kissing has not gone out of fashion. Anyway, goodbye for now.